Welcome again to another edition of the Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm Wamer, Big John Malkoski, and the returning Marty Bihn.
Glad to be back.
With the tan and all, everything.
Glad to have the tan. Not sorry I went. Didn't miss y'all, sorry.
You brought us, like, gifts, right? From
I have tequila in the truck.
Surprised there's any left.
Well, that's a story for a different segment.
All right, that's a need to know thing.
Yeah.
If you don't need to know, then never mind.
Tequila and I have an uneasy relationship. Tequila is a sipping drink. It's not something to consume a lot, so there'll be plenty left, because if I had enough tequila, you'd have to have the bleep button ready.
Whatever happens in Mexico stays in Mexico, right?
I suppose.
All right,
It's between myself and the sea lions.
We'll put the NFL stuff off for a little while.
Okay.
LSU champions over Clemson.
What a great set of adjustments mid-first quarter, and then after that, they just never, Venables had them kind of confused for a couple possessions, and then whoosh. And then, yes, you're right, Joe Burrow made himself a lot of money, because any doubt that he's the first pick in the draft probably ended.
They figured out how to pick up the blitz. That was the whole thing.
Yeah. Well, they quit trying to man assignment block and said just take care of an area and, make them beat you all the way around the edge and Joe get it out before they get there.
If you blitz and you can't get to the quarterback, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence did not look good.
Who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, because if I hear one more time this week how you saw a battle between the top two picks in the next two drafts, because if Trevor Lawrence is truly the top pick in the draft after that, based on what the body of work that I've seen so far, I just hope it's your team, not mine or his team.
Saying that.
Oh, that was the hype all the way up to the game, is that you're looking at the top two picks in the next two drafts.
Oh, they're still saying that if Lawrence came out this year, he'd be the number one pick.
Because his upside's so high, because he's got a cannon and he's got all the physical
240 or whatever he is.
Yeah.
Right, and he overthrew how many guys in that game?
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen Lawrence. There you go. That's how you beat me to it.
He's Josh Allen with better hair.
Because I saw.
Is it better? He looks like a Hansen, like the Mbop Hansons.
He looks like Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
No, he's worse than that. It's like Mbop. I keep waiting for him to break out in it.
Don't know where to go from there.
Yeah, it's not my fault he looks like that. It's his.
Anyway, I think at one point he had 16 incompletes and 11 of them were overthrown or something like that. So
it was the adrenaline.
I posted on Twitter, which got everybody going, well, got you guys going too, that I could only come up with 5 quarterbacks that I would rather have than Joe Burrow. You can roll your eyes, you can shrug your shoulders, you can hiss, whatever you want. I only came up with 5. Here's what you got to understand between the two quarterbacks, all right? The thing that's undervalued the most when evaluating a quarterback is accuracy. It's rarely talked about. Does he have a strong arm? Is he mobile? How about whether he can actually throw the ball to somebody? Joe Burrow is as accurate of a college quarterback that I have ever seen in my life.
Then why wasn't he accurate last year with LSU?
Because
when he was at Ohio State.
They got a brand new coordinator. They got a brand new system.
And they've got wide receivers that are going to be number one picks.
If you heard Kirk Herbstreit talk about it, he said how the offense that they had was archaic. That's why.
So you can't you can't throw completions in an archaic offense.
Troy Aikman was in an archaic offense and won Super Bowls and was deadly accurate. So I can't.
Wasn't his first year.
Well, it's because he spent his whole first year on his back. He basically spent the whole year with an eagle or a redskin or a giant staring down at his face going, welcome to the NFL.
He had how many other Hall of Famers around him?
At wide receiver, 1.
I'm not talking just wide receiver. I said around him.
Well, Emmett didn't catch that much, so I hear what you're saying, but they didn't run a bunch of guys out in the routes. And
that's not a knock on Troy Aikman. Troy Aikman was a terrific quarterback.
I think it's a little early to pronounce Joe Burrow the 6th best quarterback in the NFL. That's all I'm going to say about that.
I said who I'd rather have.
Right. On a rookie contract,
I came up with 5, which were Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Aaron Rodgers,
Russell
Wilson, and somebody else.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
I believe those are the ones we all universally agreed on.
Because Brady, you might have a year left, maybe.
Breeze, Rivers,
Right.
Roethlisberger.
Right.
And do you want Matt Ryan at that price? No. Do you want Matt Stafford at that price? No.
Jared Goff at that price? No.
No. Dak at whatever price he's going to command? No. Carson Wentz? No.
That's all I'm saying.
Josh Overthrow? No.
The throws that he makes, and I've seen him probably 5 times this year, 50 yards downfield, dropping it in the basket. That's not luck. And there's no reason that accuracy is going to change any. I say this about Matthew Stafford all the time. He had inconsistencies when it came to accuracy in college, didn't change when he got in the NFL.
Yeah, but people change a lot when they go to the Bengals. I mean, how many Bengal quarterbacks?
That's going to hurt him, no question. But that's not, the players around him is not going to be his fault. I'm saying who I'd rather have as quarterback. Would you rather have Andy Dalton as quarterback?
Well, but let's see what he does when he doesn't have more talent on his side than everybody else.
Nobody does well when they're on their back.
Deshaun Watson?
No.
Deshaun Watson had a heck of a year and got killed.
He was one of the 5 guys that I mentioned.
Okay, fair enough.
Well, I think if you switch the two and you put Joe Burrow behind that Texans line, I don't think it looks very good.
Well, and the other thing
that's why I got Watson on that list.
We texted about that you commented on is I really think some of the throws he's currently getting away with, the windows won't be as big and the accuracy won't look as great in the NFL. And oh, by the way, some of the chances he takes, he's going to have to unlearn like almost all college quarterbacks do because, oh, by the way, the guys don't drop the ball as often and the picks go back faster.
Right, but it's not going to be because of his accuracy.
Right. Well, and I don't understand why people were questioning. He didn't have to be super fast to be elusive, and he certainly demonstrated throughout his high school and college career that he's plenty elusive, can step up in the pocket, can make throws on the run, and can create space and time in the pocket.
While he's doing that, his ability to find guys.
Right. The ability to keep his eyes downfield.
You can't really teach that.
No, Roethlisberger's always had that, and it's served him very well. Brady's done it. I mean, Brady and Dan Marino didn't move that well, but boy, he didn't get sacked that often because he found a way to slide around the pocket, and that quick trigger got the ball out. So I'm with you.
I'm sticking with what I said. You can write it down. You can record it. You can do whatever. I'm sticking with what I said.
Well, here's a fun debate because after we were all texting, I started having this one. If Tua didn't do the hip injury and came out this year, who's the number 1 pick is still a question I have in my mind.
I'm still not over thrilled with him. I'm not saying he won't be an NFL quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that.
I'm saying barring the injury, I think this would be a real interesting next 2 months.
Yeah, before the injury, he was the number 1 pick. With no question. Fully
anointed, done, mail it in. He was 1, Chase Young was 2. Chase Young has stayed at 2.
And shouldn't be at 2. Because actually they've sent out a search party to find out where he was at during the bowl game. All right,
and the Michigan game.
Yeah, about the last 4. Let's take a time out, and we'll come back. We're going to talk a little bit about sign stealing. It's for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. And get 25 wings for $18.75.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bihn, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bihn today.
Are you hungry? Of course you are. Want pizza? Yeah, you do. And there's no better place to go for hot, fresh pizza than Mike's Pizza and More. From pizza and wings to subs and salads, Mike's has everything you need to provide the family dinner tonight. Whether it's carry out or delivery, our family-owned business has been happily serving the Holland area for years. And with our new location, we now proudly serve the Oregon area. Should you call Mike's Pizza and More right now? Yeah, you should.
It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo on Sunday, February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. From 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., it's your chance to see what it's like to be a pro wrestler at our Powerbomb Wrestling All Ages Fantasy Camp. Then at 5 p.m., it's February Fury with all 4 titles on the line. Check out our brand new website. It is powerbombwrestling.net, powerbombwrestling.net. It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo. It's Sunday, February the 9th, St. Clemens Hall with Powerbomb Wrestling. All right, welcome back from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. Ralphie's Food, Sports, Fun, daily food and drink specials, half-priced apps after 9. Wing time Monday through Friday, 2 until 5, 10-count wings at half price. Check it out at your area Ralphie's. All right. Cheating in Major League Baseball.
As a throwback to this summer, I think we now know why Justin Verlander was so angry when you asked that question back in July or August. They took his garbage can away.
Those who did not see it, I can't imagine anybody hasn't. That's a sports fan, but the manager and general manager got suspended for a year and then fired.
Yep.
Joey Cora and the Red Sox parted ways because in 2017 Astros had a camera out in center field and somehow related to. I don't know where the guy had the trash can at.
In the dugout, and then they were taking a bat and smacking on it, and the rhythm of the smack told you whether it was a curveball, fastball, or
and nobody figured that out.
Well, obviously some people had ideas on it but couldn't prove it. But what I believe happened is they were banging it all the time, so you had to listen for the nuanced difference of how they were banging it. So it was the rally can or whatever.
In that postseason, the only game they lost at home was an Alex Wood start, and they changed their signs every 8 pitches. And he went like 5 2/3, gave up 1 run. The other all-star pitchers, like Kershaw and other guys, gave up a ridiculous amount of runs.
Yep.
ERA was 7 or 8 or something like that.
Well, if you tell me what they're going to throw, actually, if you tell the 3 of us, we can actually probably bat 120. Marty, it's fastball. Oh, okay, well, I can catch up now, sooner or later.
I couldn't catch up fastballs when I was 18. But for a major league hitter, it's huge.
Oh, it's tremendous, especially in certain places in the pitch count.
And the other problem was the Astros were told, everybody was told, knock it off, because I don't think they were the only ones that were doing it.
No.
Maybe not that way, but we're doing it in some fashion.
It's like SEC football. You're not cheating if you're not trying. Ask Godell.
So you're okay with the suspensions?
Not long enough. Not nearly a harsh enough message. They'll all get jobs somewhere else.
No players were suspended.
I can see that.
The players didn't run the cameras.
No, but apparently they cooperated. That's why they didn't get suspended.
I don't understand how the owner of the Astros isn't in trouble.
Well, I don't know.
You're telling me he didn't know anything?
You got to prove that he knew about it.
No, I don't. I got to prove lack of institutional control, to use the NCAA model. You ran a crappy, shoddy organization, and when allegations came up, you claimed to have helped out, and then you sort of acted like you were upset, but you didn't offer the ring back.
That was my
You didn't say, hey, I feel really bad we cheated. Here it is.
Did all those people get to keep their money? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
And you notice no Astro player has come to the defense of either Hinch or Lunau.
Everyone knew it was wrong.
Not one player.
The only defense in this is, well, they were all doing it too. We just got caught more.
Now,
by the way, don't forget, Cora leaves there in 17 and goes to the Red Sox, who
win the World Series in 18.
Oh! And there are a lot of allegations that they had a similar system, but it wasn't quite a trash can and a bat. They came up with a different way because people might have been onto it in Houston.
One thing that I have not checked yet is the home road splits for the Astro hitters. I need to do that because
if George Springer hits 212 through May,
we're big fantasy baseball players. You have to question how do they know that they did it through this past year?
I've seen nothing to suggest
or was it just
that they
in
have
2017?
any idea. Well, it was for sure in 2017, and obviously there were heavy allegations about it following Cora to Boston.
Right.
That no one said how long that went on. Probably not this year because they were terrible, but there you go. Maybe somebody gave them the heads up, and the Boston guys went, "Knock it off."
Somebody
we won a World Series, but don't do it anymore.
Somebody brought up Altuve winning the MVP over Aaron Judge that year.
Yeah, and Aaron Judge went back on Instagram and deleted his post congratulating Altuve.
Yes.
3 years ago. That's how mad Aaron Judge was, dang
Well,
it.
Sabathia really got into it.
Oh, well.
It was perfect.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the same guy that won a World Series playing with A-Rod and Andy Pettitte is worried about sign stealing.
Well, you know that Sabathia wasn't on him.
Well,
I don't know about that.
I'll tell you what, though, he was one of the terrific players to talk to.
Oh, he's hilarious.
I mean, he would talk to anybody, anytime, anything. He was awesome to deal with. Can't say the same about Kenny Lofton.
So here's my next question. So none of those managers, no matter how much they win, should ever be in the Hall of Fame, right, Pete Rose? So if A.J. Hinch goes on to win 2,000 games and gets his job back, we don't want him in there because he tainted the integrity of the game?
Well, you could argue that these guys had more to do with the outcome of a game than Pete Rose did by betting on his own team.
Yeah. Because unless you can prove Pete Rose bet against his own team and then tank the lineup, I don't think what he did was any more wrong than this. And I think it begs a real moral question.
but there's not a big sign in every clubhouse saying "Do not steal signs." There is one in every clubhouse saying do not gamble, do not bet on baseball.
Well, I'll go back to the steroid guys.
That's because of something that happened with the Black Sox, so it became like a thing, and everybody left them there.
Okay, well.
So you're saying because the helmets of the LSU players don't have a sign that says "I can't take cash," it's not a bad thing that Odell Beckham Jr. handed them Benjamins? I mean, what are we getting at here?
Yeah, but sign stealing's been going on. I mean, the shot heard around the
Not
world they were
this
using.
way.
No, not this way.
Mr. Belichick, this isn't the same. By the way,
Now you sound like my brother.
That's another Boston team. Yeah, that's exactly right. So the fact that they use technology crossed the line.
Right.
Well, don't do it. And
Right.
by the way, they were all told not to do it repeatedly.
But okay, but back to your.
It's like the next time a quarterback deflates a football and get caught, he can't go, well, come on, everyone was doing it, I didn't know.
Why don't you just turn off all electronics?
Well,
You can't turn them all off. Every fan's
because you've got review. Because you know.
Dude, iPhone 11s anymore. You can zoom
I mean,
in on.
do you think it's right to have somebody look at the replays and then tell the manager whether to challenge a call or not?
They've done it in football for 20 years. They do it in. I mean.
I don't care about any of it anymore. My thing is, then let them all steal it and let's be done with it, and then figure out a better way to relay pitches.
They're going to have to come up with some system from the pitcher to the catcher, whether it's.
I mean, he could have a little buzzer on his thing that's, push his button one.
on his thing.
What? I meant like on the heel of his glove or on a.
Wait till they have the electronic strike zone. All right, we'll take a timeout. It's going to happen. We'll take a timeout, come back, and we'll talk about the NFL championship games. Tomorrow, it's a Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Win with Ralphie's starting lineup. Get 10 of the biggest and best wings for only $5.65 starting at $9. Try our double cheeseburger with fresh hand-cut fries for just $7.99. Score a 5-count domestic iced bucket for $11 every day. Now get your Ralphie's delivered to you with DoorDash.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
What can you expect from working with Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation? Our branch manager, Marty Bihn, can help you navigate through the loan process with the service and speed you deserve. Contact Marty today to get pre-qualified. Make your home buying dreams a reality. Call 419-481-8696 to speak with Marty Bihn today.
Are you hungry? Of course you are. Want pizza? Yeah, you do. And there's no better place to go for hot, fresh pizza than Mike's Pizza and more. From pizza and wings to subs and salads, Mike's has everything you need to provide the family dinner tonight. Whether it's carry-out or delivery, our family-owned business has been happily serving the Holland area for years. And with our new location, we now proudly serve the Oregon area. Should you call Mike's Pizza and More right now? Yeah, you should.
It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo on Sunday, February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. From 11 a.m. till 3 p.m., it's your chance to see what it's like to be a pro wrestler at our Powerbomb Wrestling All-Ages Fantasy Camp. Then at 5 p.m., it's February Fury with all 4 titles on the line. Check out our brand new website. It is powerbombwrestling.net, powerbombwrestling.net. It's a huge day for pro wrestling in Toledo. It's Sunday, February the 9th, St. Clemens Hall with Powerbomb Wrestling. And back we are for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm Wamer, John Malkoski. Mortgage Marty Bihn has returned. I want to mention too, because I can, you may have seen the promo, Powerbomb Wrestling. The next event comes up on February the 9th at St. Clemens Hall. We're going to do another fantasy camp before the event. From 11 a.m. until 3 p.m., your chance to find out what it's like to be a professional wrestler. John's boys went through it.
I'm going to schedule my chiropractic appointment.
We had a girl that was about 7 years old, another one that was about 11. They had the time of their life.
Had a couple.
Husband and wife.
You know what I should have done when I was in Mexico is got one of those.
Yeah, the luchador masks.
Nacho Libres or whatever.
Had a 15-year-old kid that was about 6'3".
About 250.
And another one I think was 17 or so that he's gonna really go into it. So, but we're gonna do that 11 to 3. It's $40. We get Cody Hawk has trained 3 different world champions. $40. You also get a general admission ticket to the event. So that's from 11 till 3 on February the 9th. And we changed our website. It's powerbombwrestling.net. Powerbombwrestling.net if you want all the details. All right. I don't have the sheet with the results of our picks, but we were tied, and he was one pick back.
I came back to the pack that far.
You were awful picking college games.
Well, I know. There you go. I shouldn't pick college games.
All
I want is my pro.
So that's where we're at.
I don't care about bowl games.
Neither do the players.
That's what I'm saying.
If you're in Vegas and you're wagering, it doesn't really matter.
I wouldn't bet on a bowl game. Because I don't bet on things where I don't think people are actually trying.
I don't bet on any of it.
So I don't bet on regular season NBA games.
I don't bet on any of it. So, and if you see my record, you know why. We almost had Tennessee and Houston in the AFC championship game. 24-0, they blew the lead. I mean, Houston never gets off to a good start. They get off to a good start. Why are you fake punting?
I have to tell you, when it was 24-0, I fell asleep. I wake up like an hour later and it's 28-24, and I'm going, what in the heck happened?
My youngest son plays CYO basketball, and he's at Blessed Sacrament, and I leave the house and it's 24-0, and I'm like, I might as well go watch his game because I'm not watching anything good here. And I get there, and the guy goes, oh my God, Kansas City's up. And I'm like, shut up. I'm like, what did you drink before? He goes, no, look at your phone. I look at my phone, and it's lit, and I was trying. I'm like, how did that just happen? Like literally, so between my house and in 12 clock minutes,
yeah,
and
everything changed.
The only guy I know that picked Tennessee to beat Baltimore was Steve Taylor on the show here last week.
I would have questioned what he was smoking.
If Tennessee could beat Baltimore, why can't they beat Kansas City?
Well, that's a great question, and then if you're Tennessee and you win that game, you hope Green Bay wins because you'd like to face Green Bay's defense with Derrick Henry.
Green Bay's not winning.
And then Derrick Henry's the MVP of the Super Bowl, right? I mean, I can see if you want the path to how that happens because Derrick Henry against the Green Bay front seven instead of the 49er front
He's
seven.
only like one of like 6 running backs that have ever had back-to-back 150-yard games in the playoffs.
Well, and they're going to take the air out of the ball, and they're going to make every possession count. And
I don't know if Tennessee can win that game, but
if you're Kansas City, how do you not put 9 guys in the box and just play straight up man on the outside with no safety?
Ryan Tannehill threw a couple really nice 50-50 balls to make on tape that not as easy.
70 yards.
I understand, but at least the look was there, and then after that, they didn't have to do anything.
Well, the one wide receiver for Tennessee, Brown, had 52 catches on the year, and he was over 1,000 yards. So he was 20 yards a catch, which means he can fly.
Oh, yeah. And he caught a pass earlier in that game for like 50 of the 85 yards that he threw for.
I think that Tannehill would hope for 9 guys at the line of scrimmage. because that's a play-action nightmare.
Well, that's fine. Make them. Make them hit one or two of those.
Well, see, the problem is if you're Kansas City, you don't really care about that because if they score in 35 seconds, you score in 26 seconds, and we just re-snap it, and then sooner or later you hope that Tannehill throws one interception, then Mahomes doesn't throw, and we win and go to the Super Bowl. So I'm not sure that's the recipe for success. I don't think if you're Tennessee, you want a lot of possessions.
I would still put the game in Ryan Tannehill's hands. And if I'm Kansas City,
He's still Ryan Tannehill.
I mean, he's making a lot of money because people keep saying, "Oh, he's in the championship game."
He didn't throw for 100 yards and either win.
He's done for like 158 total in the playoffs.
How much money have backups made this year in their? Teddy Bridgewater made himself bank. Tannehill, who I'm forgetting, at least two others.
Kansas City's a 7.5-point favorite.
It's a tough line because I think it's either going to be a nail biter field goal game at the end or Kansas City blows it out, and I think that's the only.
I have to take the points, so I have to take the points in that game.
We have to break our tie. Kansas City and give the points. I'll do that.
Fine. You're only one pick back, so.
I got to go with Tennessee and the points.
Okay, because then you have a chance to catch Marty. So. All right, we got 2 minutes. San Francisco, Green Bay.
I think this is going to be a bloodbath.
Were you surprised that Green Bay beat Seattle?
No.
I was, yes.
Nope.
They still have Aaron Rodgers.
Green Bay and the points.
They've got Aaron Rodgers throwing to 3 or 4 wide receivers who were bagging groceries down at Kroger a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, but they got Devontae Adams. And Jimmy Graham has showed up in the playoffs.
Give me San Francisco minus.
What is the minus?
I'm going to take Green Bay as well. So
what's the spread?
I'm going to take the points, 7.5. Both of them.
That's what I'm saying. I think that line's. I'm more comfortable with the 7.5 there than I am the other side.
I don't know how much San Francisco's going to score.
Oh, I think that defense is going to keep Green Bay from scoring anyway.
Well, we're going to see if Jimmy Garoppolo is really the Jimmy Garoppolo that some people think he is, or whether he's, masked by the defense Trent Dilfer Jimmy Garoppolo, because that could show up at any moment.
See, that's the thing. That was the thing in the national championship game between Clemson and LSU. You look at the two quarterbacks, and there's no contest. In the Buffalo game, their playoff game, who'd they play? It's a quiz.
Who beat Buffalo? I don't know. First round,
but,
let's see.
Josh Allen was on the one side.
Houston beat Buffalo.
Yeah.
That was it.
Because you had Deshaun Watson on one side and you had Josh Allen on the other. And you look at the two quarterbacks, and to me, there's such a big difference between the two, that ended up being the game. Because Josh Allen did not.
The only balancing factor in this game
looked silly down the stretch in that playoff game.
But the Niners' defense is that much better than the Green Bay defense. So it's strength on strength and weakness on weakness.
Which Garoppolo you got to get? All right, we got to go. Saturday Night Live next. We'll see you next week from our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's.